Sora just released, and most players are already playing him wrong. I'm a 300-star roamer, former competitive player, and in this video I'm breaking down exactly how to play Sora as a roam. No theory, no guesswork, actual gameplay. I'll show you the correct build, emblems, and most importantly, when to use Thunder ult and when Torrent ult actually wins you teamfights. If you've been struggling to make Sora work, or you want to dominate early rotations and teamfights, and you really don't know when you should use Thunder ult or when you should use Torrent ult, watch this before you queue another game. I promise you, you're gonna play Sora so much better and you're literally gonna be carrying with him because he is, in my opinion, meta. And let's not forget, he represents Luffy. And you guys know, I love One Piece. Without any further ado, let's get started. Alright guys, so for Sora's skill, let's go over his passive first. Pretty much, the more HP you build, the more damage you're gonna do. Simple as that. Now, this is his neutral form, right? His normal form, base form. Let's go over the first skill. As you can see here, the skill indicator is like this. You just shoot some damage, right? Like this. It's long distance as well. It's a range attack. If you're closer, yes, you do more instances of damage with it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Another interesting thing about the first skill is that if you use it like this, you can also do a little dash before doing the range attack, right? And that dash, you can actually use it with your joystick. So for example, if I don't use anything and I just stand here, it's not gonna do any dashes, right? But if I actually dash backwards, sideways, or wherever my joystick is facing, as you can see, he's gonna dash that way, okay? And the range attack is actually gonna get adjusted. So this is really good versus opponents that are moving. Right? Let's say my opponent is running to the left, I can catch up like this, okay, with my joystick. Alright, let's move on to his second skill. Now his second skill is pretty much like a dash, as you can see here. You do some damage once you land, just like that. Okay, it's really good. And it's just really good for clearing overall. It doesn't really have any CC. Right? You just do some damage. That's about it. Okay, now the interesting part where Sora really shines is his ultimate. Alright? So as you can see, if you drag his ultimate to the left side, you go on Thunder mode. If you drag it to the right side, you go Cloud mode, right? Or Torrent mode is what it's called officially. So let's go over the Thunder mode first, right? In Thunder mode, you just transform like this, right? And then your skills change, okay? So example, your first skill is a lot longer, right? And it does more damage. Your second skill also does more damage. And if you pretty much hit someone with it, your second skill gets a reset. So let's go over that again real quick. So like this, if you hit someone with your second skill, you can actually use it again. Alright? And then the first skill is like this. Alright? And it actually shoots in the direction. It doesn't do any dashes or nothing. Like his initial one, it doesn't have any dashes. So let's take a look at that again. So see? You can move during the initial punches. But that's about it, right? And then when you shoot the range, you're stuck in place. That's how it works. Alright, and this does a lot of damage. This converts all of your HP into pretty much attack. Alright, that's what it does. Now the other one, I think it also does something else where... So when you go into Thunder mode, you convert 30% of your max HP into physical attack at 10% ratio, adopting an assassin style, right? And then if you go on Torrent form, the Cloud one, which we're gonna take a look at right now, each of your physical attack, 30% of your physical attack, it makes it into 10 HP, adopting a tankier style, right? So let's take a look at the Cloud one real quick before we move on, right? Oh, right this way, you drag it to the right side, okay? You drag your ult to the right side. And boom, just like this. You turn into the Cloud form, okay? So here, this is what your first skill looks like. It actually stuns people, right? And your second skill looks like this. You'd launch them airborne. Okay, that's what Cloud Form does. However, another interesting thing about Cloud Form, I need to show you guys, is that if anyone is nearby this range, right, they pretty much get soaked in to the middle. And then if you're close range, you can actually drag anyone to the destination of your second skill like this. Right? You can drag anyone back. So let's take a look at that again. which is really cool because you can do stuff like this, right? You can dive under tower and then just push them back outside and stun them like this. That's really, really good. Okay, now another thing that I really want to mention with Sora's ult is that once you use his ult, you will have these stacks underneath you, right? For example, in Thunder mode, if you use your skills, right, they become red, and once they become red, you can use the ultimate again and do a big instance of damage, right? So how do you charge up those stacks? Well, there are a few ways you can charge up those stacks. One is, oh, and one thing, guys, I showed you when you transform into Cloud mode, right? Thunder mode, you're literally invulnerable. Look, see, you're untargetable while you're transforming. But in the Cloud mode, while you're transforming, you also pull people in, and you're also immune to any kind of CC while you're transforming to the Cloud mode, right? For the Thunder style, pretty much you just become invulnerable or untargetable for like during the transformation, kind of like a Sun ultimate, right? All right, that's what it does. Now, as you can see, you can charge up your stacks by basic attacking like this. 5, and then you can use it, right? And the other way is pretty much to just use your skills and make sure that they land, right? So the more enemies there are, the faster it can charge up. So for example, like this, you do second skill, that's 1, and then you do one more, and then you can do your ulti. Right, for Cloud mode, you actually have to, if there are more than one opponents together, you can use your skills and you'll get the full Cloud. But if there aren't for some reason, like here, right, and now I can use my ult, and each punch actually stuns them a bit, right? It stuns them a little bit. So it's insane crowd control with this Cloud form. You deal more damage with Thunder form, but with Cloud form you deal more crowd control. So it really depends what your team, if you're team fighting, I would highly suggest Cloud form. If you're 1v1ing or fighting someone else on your own, I would really suggest Thunder form, right? Or chasing someone, Thunder form, it does more damage. That's what I would recommend. Yeah, and I mean, there are some interesting combos you can do, pretty much. You can do like double dashes. So for example, like this, you turn into Thunder form, then you do 1, 1, right? That's a lot of dashes that you can just instantly do right there. So it has really good chasing ability with the Thunder style. So for example, here if you dash, you can like transform, right? You can dash into this, and then you can dash in here, right? It's really, really good. Now, as for spells, I always suggest Flicker because I feel like you can combo into it better. So for example, when you do something like this, right? Let's say like this, you can flicker in, right? And then you can ult. I feel like if you're playing him on roam, Flicker is better because it's so much easier to set with Flicker. That's simply why I think it's just better overall. Yeah guys, that's pretty much how you use Sora. If you're using Cloud, if you're gonna use Cloud, use it in team fights. If you're gonna use Thunder, use it in a 1v1. Okay? I would suggest playing him on XP, but hey, this is Luffy, guys. I'm gonna play him on roam, bruh. He's Luffy. I love him. Okay, that's what you do. Anyways, now we're gonna move on to the builds and the emblem. Alright guys, now for the build, emblem, and spell. Well, we went over the spell anyways, but I know it's a bit weird, but I think Dire Hit might be good. Because with Sora's first skill, you can actually poke a decent amount. And I know that they have changed the new roam items and how they work. I'll be making a whole different video about that. I'm not gonna make it right now because I'm still trying to find out the optimal rotation with each roam blessing. Once I do, you best believe I'm gonna be coming out with a banger new roam guide. But for now, pretty much I like Dire Hit because if you guys didn't know, Dire Hit and Conceal, these two items, they pretty much give you more XP and gold from doing damage to the opponents, right? Dealing damage to them. They don't give you any XP and gold from clearing minions or like clearing the minions near your allies, right? When you're near them, it doesn't give you the gold and XP from it anymore. So it's only through doing damage. And I feel like Sora can do a lot of damage, right? Just by using his first skill, he can constantly poke the opponent roamer. So if you constantly just poke the opponent roamer, right, and you don't clear mid, you just constantly poke them. Once you get level 2, you can actually like dash away too, right? With Sora has decent mobility with his second skill, so you just poke, second skill away, poke, second skill away. That's what you do in the early game just to get a lot of levels, right? I think Dire Hit is good. Now in the gameplay, I think I still took Encourage, but after doing some further research, I think Dire Hit is better. Alright guys, in the gameplay segment. Now for the build, Sora scales from HP, right? We already talked about this. This is the build I like. I think you should build it for all games, at least for right now. Will subject to change in the future. Okay, I think this is a good item for him. All of these items have a really good amount of HP in them, and I think you can just build it in roam. No need for War Axe. You don't need that for roam, right? I think this is good for roaming purposes. If you're playing XP, guys, you should definitely build War Axe. Okay, get rid of the Guardian Helmet and just add War Axe, okay, as your second item. And the emblem is also gonna be Fighter, right? Fighter. It's gonna be this one, then this one, and yeah, Brave Smite is good too. So this should be your emblem if you're playing him on XP lane, right? But if you're playing him roam, I find that this is the best, along with Flicker. All right, guys. Sorry, I'm using Fighter emblem, Tank emblem, because it gives you more HP, more damage. Simple as that. Yeah, that's the build, emblem, and spell, and now let's get into the gameplay itself. Let's go, guys.
Are you still stuck in the same rank? I'm Hajun, former pro player, 300 plus stars, and I main roam. In season 21, I hit global number 3 Jawhead, global number 15 Matilda, and global Popol and Koopa, all with over 80% win rate. And I'm working with Dez, a 1000 stars ex global number 1 Lancelot, also from the pro scene. We teach macro, rotations, shot calling, pressure timing, and mindset. The things that actually win games, not just random tips. That we charge $30 for 1 hour, $50 for 2 hours. Coaching details are in the description if you're interested. And if you buy diamonds, don't overpay, because if you're buying from in-game, you are overpaying. Use my loot bar link in the description to get them up to 20% cheaper. You must use my link to get the discount. If you're serious about climbing, get our coaching. Got sweaty fingers? Next Sora Gaming Finger Sleeve to make your skills way more precise. Use code HAJIN15 for 15% off at checkout. All info will be in the description of this video.
You can pick Sora into pretty much anything, so you don't really have to follow a certain specific counter or hero, right, to pick Sora. He's so good right now that you can pick him into any game, at least in my opinion. Alright guys, so you'll see that the early game in this game was not particularly the best, but we kind of make up for it. So as you guys know, the rotation I always usually like to go for is check the EXP side buff. By checking where the EXP lane is, you just go to that side. Get a quick vision onto the opponent, so you get a little bit more gold and XP, right? However, as you can see, the opponent jungler was not here. On top of that, what's worse is that my Sicilian actually took the minion, and I got no XP from it whatsoever. And I'm not sure if you guys noticed at the start, I told you Dire Hit was better, but I took Encourage this game. Honestly, it is really up to you. It is up to your playstyle, because with Dire Hit, if you deal more damage to the opponent, you get more XP and gold, right? Dire Hit and Conceal. But it doesn't give you any XP or gold from minions or creeps. So it's really up to you how your playstyle is. If you believe that you can hit Sora's first skill and constantly poke the opponents, and you might be better off getting Dire Hit and Conceal, preferably Dire Hit. If you think that nope, I'm just gonna use the normal rotation, the normal roam rotation, then you can go for Encourage. But keep in mind, before you would get 40% of the XP and gold, right? Now you actually get 35 from Encourage and Favor. But obviously we're not using Favor on Sora, we're gonna be using Encourage. This game I picked Encourage because I was still testing him out, but I think if you're consistent with your first skills, Dire Hit might be a good go-to. So as you can see, we're already really behind, and we do a nice bit of damage onto Changa, and we can see that she already has used Flicker. So yeah, once again, this is why, I mean, it worked out that I got encouraged because I was missing my first skills, but in my defense, so in this scenario, if you're, I was missing my first skill quite a bit, right? And it was good that I got encouraged, but in my defense, I was trying out this hero, so yeah. Okay, so once again, I'm just gonna help my mid laner clear mid just for that additional XP, and I'm gonna do a good chunk of damage onto Chango, as you can see over here. Now, from before, right? This is why you should always keep a track of the opponent's spells. We already know that Chango does not have flicker, right? However, I still do, and my skill cooldowns are pretty low. So if I can catch her off guard, maybe there's something I can potentially do, right? I'm just waiting for my skills to cool down, and then I do a second skill flicker and get a nice first blood onto Chango, right? And then immediately on the map, I'm gonna notice that the Hayabusa and Tigreal is on my Suyo, so I'm just gonna quickly go there and help him out. And you'll see just how strong Sora's damage is in the early game. And guys, these skills, the more HP you have, the more damage they do. Yeah, I mean, this hero is just very balanced, right? And we get a nice kill onto Uranus again. And already I've got a nice little double kill in the early game. And we also took... This is something that you can always do with your jungler. If you are ahead and you have a jungler like Suyo, whose power spec is level 3. He doesn't need level 4 to unlock all his skills. So what we did is we prioritized those greens. This one, the one that's here, and then the other one that's here. So instead of Suyo going to his red buff, he immediately came up to take Letho and then took these two greens, right? You can try doing this rotation with your junglers if your trio. Works out really well because it's gonna set this Hayabusa pretty behind and he's not gonna hit level 4 because he's literally missing 2 of his creeps. And then Suyo can just go to his red buff right after.
Without getting some sand in your shoes.
Now, why don't we go for the red buff? Because it's too much of a stretch. It's too risky. Taking the greens are safer.
My motto? Just one more step.
Once again, I'm just helping my mid lane clear so far. And yeah, there we go. Turtle is coming up soon. And I'm just trying my best to get ready for it. I do believe that I'm gonna try to clear XP lane just for that level 4. No, actually, it's unfortunate. I died. Now, this is good. Suyo was taking their blue instead. I genuinely thought I could live through it, but I took too much damage and I was obviously overextended. So if your jungler calls out, nope, I'm not gonna do turtle, I'm gonna take his buff. You also should take a look at the map too, right? Yeah, if your jungler isn't there, you should not be fighting when theirs is. Okay, I was way too overextended and died for it. And remember, Sora's second skill can be blocked by another person, so at least not with his normal form. On his normal form, you cannot dash through someone, you'll stop. Kind of like how a Fredrin's second skill works. Alright, so turtle is up. Fortunately, my Suyo is able to secure it. And now I'm just gonna look to help him. And now you'll see that in this scenario, you should be using Thunder. Why? And like I mentioned before, Thunder should be used for chasing. Who are we chasing right now? In this way, we're chasing Chango, right? Chango. And there is no one else in our way. So, instead of using Cloud, we're gonna use Thunder. Thunder is fast, you gain movement speed, you get 2 dashes, so it's really good. And see how much distance I covered so fast? Got a nice kill onto Chango too, just like that. And I didn't even have to use the ultimate of my ultimate, right? I just got it. Now we just secure the red buff. And once again, as you can see guys, Suyo is focusing on taking Hayabusa's green. Since he's already here, he's gonna take Hayabusa's resource and then take his own resources. I traveled back to mid. Okay, I want you guys to be very focused over here. So in a tower dive situation like this where there are multiple enemies gathered up together, this is when you should be using your cloud form, because cloud form is CC. You should be doing it when there are more than one opponents, right? And since Suyo is jumping onto them, if I'm able to keep them in one place and stun them, it'll be easier for my Suyo to finish them off, right? So you always want to use cloud if you're doing a team fight, or if there's more than one people, because the ultimate, you can use it to gather up people really well. So yeah, just look at how we play this. So I immediately second skill onto the tower, and now I know that I'm within range to ulti, and it's gonna pull them to the middle. Just like that, and Suyo is able to hit both of them very nicely with his second skill. I jump on Tigreal, even though he ults, we're still fine. And yeah, we get a nice 3 kill, right? 3-0 trade in the early game. That's amazing. I'm just gonna recall and go back to the fight, and look at this guys. Look at how strong Thunder is, and once again, what did I tell you guys? When you are chasing or when you're fighting someone 1v1, you should always do Thunder. Look, I'm fighting Chango, chasing her specifically, and now look at this. Look at how much gap I can close with Thunder. It's so fast. It's so good for chasing. Just like that, Chango is done. Now Hayabusa won't really kill me. I'm pretty tanky. And yeah, we're just gonna recall once again and come back. Like, this is not fair, right guys? I'm building tank, but I'm doing this kind of damage. It's absolutely insane. I'm doing so much damage that I'm not even getting to use my ultimate of the ultimate, right, to kind of get more damage. It's insane. So here I honestly go for Thundercloud because the opponents are running away already, right? They're not grouped up, they're kind of like running away. That's why I go Thunder. I think I could have gone for Layla if I did not miss my skills. Guys, remember, when you ult with Sora, whether it be Thunder or Torrent form, aka Cloud, don't miss your skills. I know it's hard, but if you miss your skills, you're not gonna get your stacks. If you don't have your stacks, you can't use the ultimate in your ultimate, which sucks. So please, when you ulti with Sora, be very mindful where you are and make sure that both of your skills, they hit really well. Alright guys, okay, let's continue. We still killed Tigreal, but honestly it wasn't really the best. Once again, since it's a 1v1, I go Thunder, right? And I'm able to survive Uranus's grasp, which is pretty good. Sorry guys, it's 2 AM I'm recording this shit. Okay, here guys, now look, Thunder, right? Because we're chasing. Thunder, because we're chasing. See? See guys, we got a nice little triple. And see how strong Thunder is? You seeing the damage, right? Like, this is not real guys. This is absolutely crazy. Okay, so now we decide to invade Hayabusa's blue buff. I'm already setting up there and doing a good chunk of damage to him. I go Thunder because I know I can kill Haya. See the damage guys? It's crazy. I'm literally 1v1ing a Haya and almost killing him. And just like that, I do a nice little throw. Flickered for absolutely no reason. I would have hit her. I overestimated or underestimated the dash distance of his second skill, so I didn't need to actually flicker. I think if I hit hit it onto her without flickering and first skill, I could have potentially killed her because I would have gotten my ultimate. So I just dash. If I just dash without flicker, I would have ended up here. And then I just pretty much do a first skill on Chang'e and then do another second skill, because I do believe that if your second skill hits, it's gonna get reset. Or I could just do basic attack. Your basic attacks also gives you stacks, and then I just ulti her and she would have died. Now, I'm not sure if I would have died too, but at least making sure she dies with me is better than just dying myself. Okay, let's continue. This was really bad.
How do you find an oasis in the desert? Just believe that it's there.
So in bottom lane, there is a pretty good fight going on. I'm not sure why I go to the blue buff. I genuinely thought Haya would be there, but then he just shows up. And this is not good. I ulti too early. You need to make sure that if you're doing the Cloud ult, if you're doing the Cloud or Torrent ultimate, you need to make sure that either second skill, flicker, needs to get you close to these enemies, okay? Because if you're close, you pull them together, and then you can drag them anywhere you like with your second skill. So I think you have to be very careful when you trigger the ult. I mean, at this point we're so far ahead that we just keep fighting and everything just kind of works out. Here we go. We pretty much got all 4 of them. The only one alive is Uranus. And Turtle is also coming up. There, I went Cloud, right, to CC him. This time I went Cloud because I know that there's a very high chance Uranus runs away. And I just want to CC him so my team can finish him off. Now, I think another fight happens over here and I play it so miserably.
Beat up by a cloud?
I don't know what I was thinking. Why am I diving into a Tigreal? Do not do this, guys. I repeat, do not do this.
Adventure won't end here.
Okay, Lord is up. So my team is doing Lord.
The fiercer the storm, the more
What do you want to usually do before Lord? You want to make sure that the opposite lane is pushing. I would have done this myself usually, but it's already pushing onto their tower, so we can easily take Lord because someone has to go defend this, right? We already got Lord, and then Lord is pushing.
just one more step. There's an even bigger
And
adventure
here,
ahead.
my goal should just be to engage, wait for Lord. Wait for Lord to push all this way. Once it's here and the Lord is zoning in on the tower, I can try to jump onto everyone and then just ulti them. That should be the plan, ideally.
I love the wind. It always takes me to new places.
I mess up really badly here, guys. So I don't know what I'm doing, but like I said, your mobility skills need to make sure you end up really close to them with before you ulti, right? With the Cloud. So I kind of got too scared here to just jump in, and I jump in way too late. For some reason, I just flicker in without any stacks and kind of die for it. But it is what it is, right? Mistakes were made, but we learned from it. Okay, so right here, I just spawn back, obviously, and I see a nice little opportunity for me to fight. I gathered the Tigreal and Uranus together, made sure to Cloud ulti on top of them, and yeah, that's about it. See how strong Sora is, guys. He literally, you can counter engage so good on him because of the TC immunity he gets during his ult. Alright guys, anyways, that's how you win with Sora. I hope you're able to decide which style to use now more often. And I hope I was able to help you. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video.